So today I wanted to talk about staying open and following the trail of information and clues and signs that you can come across in your daily life, especially when you are trying to work towards something, trying to achieve something, trying to manifest. It is so important that you stay open to the world around you, because that is where you're going to find your answers. And I always forget this. I know it, but I always forget it. I have a habit of staying in my mind, thinking that if I focus on working on my problems, if I focus on working on my goals and staying in my mind and thinking about it and making a plan, etc., etc., that is the way I will figure it out, that is the way that I will achieve whatever I'm working towards. And it doesn't work. It doesn't work. To some degree, yes, we have to be logical and we have to use our mind to help us. Our mind is a tool, and yeah, it does help to some degree, but it has to be a balancing act between the mind figuring things out and being its very calculated self, and letting go of that. And because I think when you're in your mind, I can be very tunnel visioned when I'm in my mind. I'm like, this is what I'm focusing on, everything else around me can fuck off. This is what is important. I don't have time for anyone else. I don't have time to think about that. I don't have time to exercise. I don't have time to eat properly. I don't have time to look after myself. And maybe it's not that I don't have time, but maybe it's more like I'm not willing to give my energy and effort and time to those things outside, because I think all my energy, effort, and time should go towards focusing and working on this problem. And it's like this weird loop, weird cycle, trap that we get caught into, when actually the answer is in everything that is around us. That's where all the clues are. That's where all the answers are. And that's what I'm, continually learning to remember. I know, and then I forget, and then I remember, and then I forget, and then I remember, and then I forget. And I guess that's just how life is, right? Maybe it's more entertaining in that way. Maybe it's more fun to know something, to forget it, and to remember. We're never perfect. We're never like completely 100% on track, or using all the knowledge and wisdom and insight and intellect that we have, that we hold. So this is something that I'm always reminding myself to stay open. And as I said in my previous video, I came to Bangkok and I was like, what am I doing here? This doesn't logically make any sense. I don't think it's gonna work. And I remember feeling this like within literally like 2 hours, an hour of like checking in into my hostel and leaving my stuff, and I was like, what am I doing here? I've been to Bangkok a few times, and I know how I resonate with the city. I don't mind being here for a few days, but to be here indefinitely, not knowing when I'm gonna leave, not knowing how the next few days or weeks can go for me, I don't know if this is the right place, and I messaged my coach, and I told her how I was feeling. I was like, well, I feel lonely, I feel uncomfortable, it's fucking hot, I have to share a room, I don't feel comfortable. Shouldn't I feel comfortable whilst I'm working towards making this big career change and breakthrough. And, you know, she was like, stay open. And I came to Bangkok because my intuition was telling me to come here, and it was like, yeah, stay open. You know, I just got here. I can't just decide how the next few days are gonna go already. I need to keep my heart and my mind open. So I kept that in mind. And yeah, so yesterday was that moment where I had a few moments where I was like, thank God I'm here. Thank God that I am reminded and shown that I should stay open, because that's when magic happens. That's when I'm proven wrong on like my natural instinct to worry and doubt and fear, but also that I'm proven right. My intuition told me to come here for a reason. And I'm like, wow, I need to trust myself more. I need to trust this process more. So yesterday I had a little break between my teaching hours, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna edit some stuff, some videos, I'm gonna work on some stuff. And I was like, well, I could go in my room and I could just like isolate myself, like continue to isolate myself, because I've been in just like this like state of like seclusion for a while. And I think for me it's quite hard to get out of it. Like I can be very open or I can be very closed, but the degree in between each one, it takes me time. So if I'm going from like spending 2 months by myself, it's gonna take me time to open up, to socialize, to integrate, you know, because I'm in this state of mind of like work, focus. This is not gonna work out unless you put 100% of your focus and energy and effort into this. You can't be fucking gallivanting around, socializing, drinking, spending time talking to people and their problems and their stories, etc., etc. Yeah, so sometimes my mind can be just like very closed off, which I know is something that I need to work on. And I think it's okay to you know, oscillate between both, but I don't want to be in that state for too long. And I've been in that state for 2 months, and I'm like, that is enough time. So yesterday I was like, okay, I'm gonna go in the living room area, in the common area where there are people, and I'm just gonna sit down on the sofa and I'm gonna do my work. And as soon as I made that decision, I was already being challenged to how open I wanted to be to this experience. So I sat down on the sofa, put my stuff on the sofa, went to the toilet, came back, and straight away there was a guy that was sitting in my space, and I was like, oh no. I just want to sit down, I just want to do my work, I just want to focus. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to start conversations about, what's your name? What are you doing? Where are you going? You know, I just want to do my work. I want to get this breakthrough. And so already I was challenged to talking, to being open, to socializing, to taking my attention and my focus away from what I wanted to do, what I thought I should be doing. And you know, so we got talking, and I was like, don't worry, it's okay, you can sit there, it's not a big problem. And then he started the conversation. What are you doing? Where are you from? How long have you been traveling for? And I was like, oh God. And so we started talking, and I was in this tug of war between engaging and entertaining this conversation, or bringing my attention to focusing on what I editing these videos and stuff. And yeah, so I was in this tug of war, you know. And there's a little part of me that wanted to be open, but a huge part of me that wanted to just shut down this conversation. But I'm glad that I stayed open. As we were talking more and more, the guy that I was speaking to started speaking to another guy that was next to me. So all three of us, we were kind of talking. And for me, part of me was like, oh my God, now I'm deep in a conversation with two other people, with like another person. Fuck. What's the time? I've got to work soon. I need to do this. I'm so just fixated on like controlling this experience, controlling my time, controlling my output and my focus and attention. And so we were talking more and more, and the guy right next to me started talking about what he's doing. And he said, you know, he's gonna hitchhike from Thailand to France. He's got no money. And immediately what he said resonated with me, that I felt like I needed to hear that. Because right now I am confronting a lot of challenges in my money mindset. How am I seeing money? How am I interacting with money? What is my relationship with money? How can I make more money? That is my focus at the moment. And I'm trying to break free of whatever limitations and thoughts and beliefs I have that have been restricting me from receiving the financial abundance that I want to experience. And for me, I see talking about money as shameful and embarrassing. I don't want to talk about not having money. You know, that's embarrassing. It's weak. Yeah. And just hearing him just openly say that he has no money, and he's gonna, and the fact that he has no money, but he's still going to take action towards making his way to France. Still going to take action in traveling. Still going to take action in having this experience. And for me, when I was in Pai for the first 2 months in Thailand before coming to Bangkok, I felt stuck. And I think that's that's one of my relationships, one of the ways I interact with money. If I don't have money, I'm stuck. I can't do what I want to do. I can't take action. I can't change my location. I just feel stuck, restrained. And the fact that this guy has no money, but he's still gonna do what he wants to do, I was like, whoa, I needed to hear that. That in itself shifted my perspective on money and on I shouldn't allow money to control me. I shouldn't allow money to make me feel like I can't do what I want to do. And so hearing that, I was like, whoa, fuck editing this video. I am in this conversation. I want to hear more about what he's going through. I want to hear more about, he's so brave and courageous. And I'm inspired by his story. I'm inspired by his attitude. And there's the other guy that initiated these conversations. He's so lovely. And even his energy as well just made me want to be more open, relaxed, you know. And it reminded me to just fucking loosen up, Dana. Relax, chill out, don't worry. Don't need to be serious all the time. And then, so the guy on my right, he's French. He's hitchhiking from Thailand to France. He's never done anything like this before. He's got no money. He has a few doubts. He's not sure how to navigate the route and what countries to go through and the visa and stuff like that. But he's very optimistic. He has faith in himself. He said he has faith in a higher power, in God, in the universe. He's not religious, but on his journey already, he's seen how magic can come about when he's in need. He said, you know, he didn't have any money for the bus and he didn't have any money for the hostel, but at those moments, things happened for him where he was provided for, where he was able to get the bus, where, you know, he was able to get a few nights in the hostel. And, you know, he was just like, wow, those things are very, very, magical and profound and came at the right time. And so he has faith in embarking on this journey from Thailand to France. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. And he said that. And as soon as he said that, the guy on my left was like, oh my God, I met this girl yesterday who is in this hostel. She's doing the same thing. She's from France. She's been hitchhiking by foot. And she's, oh my God, her story is crazy. And she has started off from France and she's made her way all the way to Thailand. She's, you know, gone through India, Pakistan, China, and now she's making her way to Australia, New Zealand, and then from New Zealand she's going to make her way to Hawaii, and then from Hawaii all the way through the States back to France. And she's estimated giving herself maybe 3 to 5 years doing this whole journey. And she wanted to do it in an eco-friendly way. She didn't want to fly, and she wanted initially to go to Australia. But you know, this journey for her has flourished into something special and very, very unique. Anyway, it's like, so that is the trail. That's what happens when you allow yourself to open up to the world and to everything around you. You know, this guy having a conversation with me led to this other guy, you know, being involved in the conversation, and I was inspired by his story. And his story linked back to the person that this guy knew, and that this person that he knew sparked inspiration for him. So it's this whole entanglement. And then what was also really special was the guy on my left said, I think she left the hostel yesterday. And as he was talking about it, basically like he was a massive fan. He was like, this girl is amazing. And she is, she's amazing. And he was talking about her, and as he was talking about her, she walks by and she's like turning her head, and she's like, are you talking about me? And he was like, well, I thought you left yesterday. And she was like, no, I decided to stay an extra night. So now she's involved in the conversation. It's all 4 of us. And I'm just like, wow, this is what happens. I'm meant to, and I was like, that was confirmation that I was meant to be in Bangkok. That was confirmation that my intuition was right. And I was just so happy that the guy on my right, the French guy, was able to meet this girl, and he was able to get the information and the confidence and courage and insight and the connection that he needed to embark on this journey. And we were both saying, like, this is what happens. You know, the universe leads you to the right people at the right time so that you can get the information that you need to move forward. I'm happy that I met this guy and had this conversation around money, and I'm happy that I met this girl. I think I needed inspiration and courage. I really, really did. That she's doing her thing, she's having fun, she's enjoying it, and she's sharing it with the world. And that's something that I've always wanted to do but doubted. And she's doing it. She's so young, she's 25. And I'm like, fuck, if she can do it, then I can do it. And yeah, so this is beautiful in regards to learning to stay open to experiences, to the world around you, to people around you, to not being so caught up in your problems, in trying to figure things out, in trying to make things happen. Making things happen is so much easier than we expect. So much easier. Just go with the flow. Be open to having experiences, and things will work out, you know. Yeah, I should have given people names. People in my story names would have been so much easier to follow. But yeah, that was a really, you know, it's like not even a big thing. Having that moment wasn't big and extravagant. I didn't need to go to an event. I didn't need to actively network. I just had to like fucking chill out in my hostel. And I was meeting like-minded people who were experiencing the same things, who had overcome the challenges that I am trying to overcome, and you know, working towards the things that I'm working towards, or I even like doing the things that I'm working towards. And it's seeing people do that I'm like, okay, I'm ready, I can do it, you know. And after, so Carl on my right, the French guy hitchhiking, Mike on my left, he's from Zimbabwe, and Juliet, the French girl who's like traveling the whole world by foot. And after Juliet and Michael had left, it was like still me and Carl. And after the conversation, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna get back to my work now. I've had this beautiful experience. That was enough for me. I'm gonna close down a little bit. I'm gonna focus on my work. And then Carl wanted to talk some more, and I'm glad he did. And still, as I said before, I'm like warming up to staying open. I think I'm like an open, close type of person. I really want to learn how to stay open more consistently, and that's a muscle that I'm working on training. But yeah, me and Carl were talking more, and we just had an even more beautiful conversation. We were talking a lot about faith and trust in the universe and spirituality, and this journey that we're both on, and navigating money and navigating this life. And I really do see that there is a collective of people who are willing to take these risks. And I think that's the biggest thing problem I had, the biggest dissonance I had with living in London, growing up in London. I struggled to find like-minded people. But when I'm traveling, it's just so easy. It's so easy. And I really think because I'm putting myself in places and in situations where there are going to be people like me. The more I am doing authentically what I want to do, the more I will connect and find people who have similar interests, who are leading in the same way, and who are taking steps and actions and risks as I am. And so yeah, I really do see that there is a collective of people who are rebelling against the natural structure that we were taught to live our lives, and taking big fat risks. And I think it just seems big because there's not a lot of people doing it. You know, our families aren't doing it, our friends aren't doing it. We weren't taught to live like this. We were taught doing things like this is reckless and unsafe and stupid. But the more you do it, the more you can see how you can build a life that reflects what you know, how you feel, what you're curious about, what you love, and what you believe in. You know, I think the more I step towards the life that I want, the more I find the right people, the more that I find the right places, the more I find the right opportunities, the more I'm capable of creating what I want to create, whatever that might be. Communities, friendships, career, and lifestyle. Yeah, but it does take risk. It does take risk. And it is a risk that you won't know that it will work out until you take the step. You know, I can't be standing from here and being like, okay, this is how it's gonna work out. That's not how it happens. You need to take the steps forwards in believing and trusting yourself and trusting what you want to do and trusting what you believe in for you to know that it will work. And it will work. It always will work. But you need to step through the fog and through the blurriness and the doubt and the fear. You have to step through that first to get to the other side. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about staying open and following the trails, not being so caught up in your mind, not being so caught up in what other people are telling you to do, not being so caught up in like what is logical. Having faith, taking a few risks, relaxing, allowing the outside world to be a playground of opportunities and possibilities and information. So much information from everything. I love people watching. And sometimes watching people sparks inspiration in myself. Maybe it's the way that two people might connect. Maybe it's the confidence that someone carries as they walk down the road that reflects my lack of confidence and the way I carry myself. I just think there's so much information in the world and we can't have access to it if we are stuck in our minds. So practice staying open through our hearts, through our minds, and following the trails and being playful and being curious. I also truly believe that there is information in listening to other people. The amount of times that I have just listened to someone, their story, whatever they've got going on, and they've said something that directly links to whatever I've got going on, whatever problem I might have, whatever thing I'm working towards. I'm like, wow. And it's indirectly, like this person, I haven't told this person anything about what I'm working through. And they'll say the exact thing that I need to hear. And it just proves to me every time that if I stay open, if I am present, I'm not in the past, not in the future, worrying about how I'm gonna figure this thing out, that I will find the information I'm looking for. I just need to be here right now. I need to keep my heart open, my mind open, my ears open, and I will will find what I'm looking for. You know, I'm always being supported and provided for. But I can only have access to this information if I am open to receiving it. And I can't be open to receiving it if I'm so caught up in my mind, so caught up in figuring things out, in my problems, so caught up in the past and the future. I can only have access to it if I am here right now, if I am present to the world around me, if I'm present to the conversations that I'm having with other people, you know, because a lot of the time we're talking to people but we're not receptive of what they're talking about. We're not actually listening to what they're talking about. But if you listen, if you stay open, if you stay present, you will get everything that you need and more, honestly.